This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
You can't prepare for me. You can't prepare for the movement. You can't prepare for any of it.
They're always confident. They're always confident. But it's a little different when you get in there with Floyd Mayweather.
A freak show, a circus act, the biggest fight in history. The Mayweather-McGregor fight has been called a lot of things, but no matter your opinion, these two men are going to be fighting it out, and they're going to get paid a lot of money to do it. Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. Alan is off tonight. We'll have everything you need to know about that big fight in just a moment. But first, our top 7 stories at 7. Topping our news, public hearings are currently underway for Aqua by the Bay in Manatee County. Going into this meeting, commissioners still had concerns on how the project would be laid out, as well as some of the proposed changes. The applicant, Medallion Homes, is putting together a huge project. They're proposing 16 buildings up to 95 feet high. They're also proposing an artificial pool, as well as a 50-foot fixed buffer between a retaining wall and wetland boundaries, which is what many citizens are having an issue with. They just want the mangroves and wetlands to be left alone within the 529-acre project. A representative from the Gulf Coast Builders Exchange wants this project, though, to be approved.
Because this project represents $1.5 billion in economic value for the community. It generates 26 million new tax dollars per year for things like hiring teachers and building roads, and it will create at least 8,600 new jobs.
Public comments are expected to wrap up soon. County commissioners are also listening to testimony from developers and the community over a recycling center proposed to be built near the celery fields. This is in Sarasota County. About 70 residents have voiced their concerns about potential hazards that a recycling plant might bring to the celery fields and the surrounding areas. Developer James Gabbert and his team first presenting their plans to county commissioners. A recycling center that would sit on 16 acres of land, approximately 950 feet away from the edge of the celery fields. Some citizens are concerned with the pollution that may result, but others are showing their support.
It is a very intense environment. Noise is a daily issue. Dust is a weekly issue in which by the end of the week their cars are caked with dust. Litter is a daily issue.
And just coming in right now, we have found out that there was a vote 3-2, and this was denied. We will, of course, have more on that coming up tonight at 11. And for the first time in state history, Florida is set to execute a white man for killing a black person. And we'll tell you why that's important. And his final appeals are denied. 53-year-old Mark Asay, if those appeals are denied, will die by lethal injection on Thursday night. Asay was convicted by a jury of 2 racially motivated, premeditated murders in Jacksonville in 1987, which is why we pointed out the race of the victim. The execution is expected to be carried out using an anesthetic that has been approved by the Florida Supreme Court, along with 2 other drugs. Thursday's execution would make Asay the 24th death row prisoner put to death since Governor Scott took office. A 6-month-long drug investigation in Sarasota ends with 2 men under arrest. Lee Clarity and Tyrone Davis are charged with numerous felonies, including cocaine trafficking and possession of cocaine and marijuana. Sarasota police started the investigation in February after they received multiple tips from Crime Stoppers about illegal activity at a home on Palmadelia Avenue. Officers conducted several undercover purchases from this home before obtaining a search warrant. That's when they found the illegal drug stash. A group of doctors in Sarasota County taking on the opioid crisis one patient at a time. Doctors are partnering with the Sarasota Medical Alliance and Drug Free Sarasota to be proactive about the ongoing problem with pain medication. The Medical Alliance is handing out pamphlets that better describe the potential negative reactions that patients can have to opioid drugs. The state will soon start a project that will hopefully alleviate some of the gridlock in the heart of Sarasota. The Florida Department of Transportation plans to add a new 3rd lane along US 41 from the John Ringling Causeway to Fruitville Road. Right now, there are 2 left turn lanes coming off the bridge heading on to US 41. But state engineers plan to also allow left turns from a 3rd lane there. A start date for this project has not yet been announced. If you haven't already, you may want to grab a Powerball ticket. The jackpot is the second biggest one Powerball has ever had. No one yet has matched all 6 numbers since the middle of June, and the anticipation for a big winner just keeps growing. The current estimated jackpot is $700 million. The drawing will be at 10:59 Eastern Time, takes place in Tallahassee. Good luck. We will have that live in our 11 o'clock news, so hope you can join us to see that drawing and then watch the news after. Well, we now hear from a man who makes his own luck. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
I bought one of those tickets right during the eclipse the other day, so hopefully that's a lucky ticket. We'll see. If I'm not here or leave during the 11 o'clock news, you'll know I won. Here's what's happening right now. We have some rain falling across the Suncoast, some of it heavy at times, and right now that area of concern is right here. There's a trough of low pressure, or a tropical wave, if you will, that's been hanging around down here, and it continues to pump moisture in our direction. And we're watching Harvey, the tropical depression, soon to be tropical storm Harvey, which will move into the Texas coast and right near it and hang out for about 3 days there over the weekend, and producing some life-threatening rainfall there. As far as our rain goes, the heaviest activity is offshore right now. Still, though, near Bradenton, State Road 64, near Ellington, some showers getting ready to move in, and that activity fairly heavy. And after that, some light rainfall. We could see some other storms regenerate down the road before midnight. But as far as the heavy rainfall goes, it will continue now in Parrish, spreading off toward Ellington, and eventually Palmetto and Bradenton with that new cell. Now down to our south, light rain falling near Northport, Englewood, Venice, and Osprey. And as far as rainfall totals so far over the last 6 hours, some pretty impressive rainfall amounts. 1.8 inches there near Venice and Osprey, and 1.2 near Palmer Ranch, 1.7 around Lakewood Ranch and the Meadows, stretching out toward Palmer. And we had some pretty strong winds too. This is the shear product that we show you here. Up to 30 to 40 mile an hour winds recorded. That's gate to gate, basically back and forth. And as far as our current conditions go, showers at the airport, 76. It's cooled off, and the humidity now at 100%. That's the result of that rain and dew point temperature being the same at this point. More on your weather forecast and the tropics coming up a little bit later. Haley.
Thank you, Bob. Still to come, Conor McGregor is going from the octagon to the ring to take on one of the greatest ever, Floyd Mayweather. We'll have more on that coming up.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons: leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you! Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
The notorious Conor McGregor is the biggest star in the UFC, a 29-year-old Irishman who flew through the featherweight division before knocking out then-champion Jose Aldo in just 13 seconds. McGregor then moved up to lightweight to take the belt from Eddie Alvarez to become the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 belts simultaneously. So we asked Dwayne Lindo to go out around the Suncoast and ask people not just about the fight itself, but the financial implications that this fight will have. Dwayne?
Well, Haley, we are only a few days from witnessing history. Now, Mayweather, on the other hand, is undefeated at 49-0 and looking for number 50, arguably one of the greatest boxers to ever step in a ring. The only question is, who will benefit after the fight when it's all said and done? Will it be boxing, UFC, or both?
2 fighters at the top of their game, 2 disciplines. One, a boxer, and the other, a UFC fighter. In what some are calling the fight of the century, former professional boxer and gym owner Adam Jaco says from a business perspective, this fight makes sense.
It's all about the money. Floyd makes $300 million, McGregor's to make $100 million. McGregor wouldn't have made $100 million if he fought 100 more times in the UFC. It's not going to happen. They don't pay like that.
But Jaco admits, with boxing becoming less popular over the years, it could have the makings of a trap.
If Floyd Mayweather would lose, it would hurt boxing tremendously.
MMA fighter and instructor Rob Kahn agrees. He says although McGregor holds some physical advantages over his opponent, it's Mayweather's fight to win. But ultimately, it all comes down to a payday.
Dana White and the UFC have such a tight grip on fighters' salaries, and they're so disproportionately low compared to what some of these boxers are making, that something like this that kind of breaks that glass ceiling for fighters.
Opening the doors for current UFC fighters to get a little more exposure.
I think everyone, especially the superstars now, John Jones, Demetrius Johnson, all their top talent now are going to directly benefit from the pay-per-view numbers.
And with the odds changing weekly, Khan says anything can happen.
I think that would be obviously an amazing moment for MMA to have basically a part-time striker go in and beat the greatest striker of our generation. It'd be a boon for MMA, that'd be for sure.
Not only a boom for MMA, but for sports bars as well.
It's more than just fight fans. You have your average Joe, even women want to see the fight because it's kind of like a historic event.
Evie's Tavern on Bee Ridge in Sarasota will carry the fight. General Manager Charles Vera says he expects the crowd to be comparable to a Super Bowl.
But it's kind of one of those fights, if we don't have it, I kind of see in my mind, we might as well shut down that night. I know the regulars that we have, they're gonna spend money. We'll make our money back. Right. And plus, I think we'll get some new faces in here too. Being right up, around the beginning of football coming right up too.
And with this matchup being pure gold on paper and for bar owners, Khan is just hoping it lives up to the hype.
They are the best showmen of this generation. You have to go back to like Muhammad Ali before you're going to find somebody who could sell a fight like Floyd and certainly like Conor.
And although most agree both are great showmen, experts are saying Mayweather has the clear advantage.
All right, thank you, Dwayne. Excellent work. When we come back, we will hear from a sports radio host, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu grappler, a boxer, and a mixed martial artist. We'll give all their opinions on the fight when we get ready to rumble at the trapezoid. Stay with us.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 1-800-468-1930. Go online or visit a Target store today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089, 800-329-3089.
Welcome back. There have been athletes who have gone from one sport to another sport before. Some had success, like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. Others, like James Toney and CM Punk, well, they tried. So what can we expect when Conor McGregor boxes Floyd Mayweather this Saturday night? Just over 4 years ago, McGregor was cashing welfare checks in Ireland before he got the call to fight in the UFC. Now he's going to fight this weekend and make an estimated $100 million. McGregor is the lightweight champion in the UFC, has a record of 21-3, with all 3 losses being via submission, something he won't have to worry about in a boxing match. Something he will have to worry about, though, is Floyd Mayweather, who is 49-0 and is known for his ability not to get hit. So will he be able to avoid the devastating left hand McGregor is known for? Joining us now to discuss this fight is Sonny Parlin, who is going to be receiving his black belt from Rob Kahn in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in just 2 weeks, and is also the owner of Gracie Bradenton. Adam Jaco, a former professional boxer and now owns a gym in Sarasota, Jaco Boxing. Rashad Mark, a former professional mixed martial artist. And finally, joining us from Tampa via Skype is Tyler Bradley, who is a radio host for Sports Talk Florida. Thank you all for being with us, and please understand that this is like a new topic for me. This is not one of my levels of expertise, but luckily we have a great producer, Greg, who knows a lot about this and has kind of helped us understand a little bit. So first I want to start with Adam, and can you tell us the difference between MMA, UFC, and then boxing?
Well, with boxing, you're just training for one discipline, and that's with your hands. To strike with only your hands, not your elbows, knees, feet. You're not doing other disciplines, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and all those other type of disciplines that can be found in the MMA world, and there's many. So basically boxing, there's one focus, and it is to box and to have good hands and good footwork. But beyond that, you wouldn't train for those other things. It'd be, there'd be no need for it. Unlike the MMA world, where you have to train for all those disciplines to be prepared for a fight.
So Rashad, how hard do you think it is to go from training, being a UFC focused, to boxing?
It's extremely hard. It's like someone that's a sprinter trying to go and run long distance marathons now. It's the game is so different. There's no equal. There's some of the discipline with the boxing leaks into the MMA world, but it's 2 totally different sports. You don't see a fisher or a swimmer and a track star mix and mingle. Right, right. And Sonny, your thoughts when you heard that this was going to be happening, just your initial reaction?
That Conor is going to get handled. Yeah, he's going to lose. It's just a question of how and how long it's going to take.
And what about the financial implications? Why do you think McGregor has closed the gap so much on being an underdog since this was first announced? Do you think he's kind of you know, made some progress that way?
Very calculated promotion.
Okay, okay.
Very calculated promotion. A lot of fake stories, what I feel are fake stories that are leaked. You know, that there's, you know, between Giamatti and McGregor, there's all of a sudden this beef. And I just think a lot of that stuff saying that Floyd, oh, his training partners are saying he's lost a step. I don't believe that for a second. I just think it's all just manufactured stuff to try to close that gap between the perception of how bad Conor McGregor's uphill climb is.
And Tyler, do you agree with that? Do you think it's really just all hype?
A lot of it is hype. And, you know, I like the comparisons that Rashad made. To me, it's a lot like asking LeBron James to step in the batter's box and hit a Clayton Kershaw curveball. Things like that are just very hard to switch sports, and Conor McGregor's definitely got the odds against him in this.
And what has your reaction been as you've been probably talking to some listeners, some fans? Are they excited about this, or do they think it's just kind of ridiculous?
It's kind of half and half, to be honest. You know, some people look at this as a money grab. Some see that this is going to be a very competitive fight. And either way, it's going to be an exciting spectacle for any combat sports fan.
Okay, so let's talk to Rashad for a second. So you fought in the cage before. When you're training, how do you mix up your time? How do you decide what is the most important thing when you're looking at who your opponent might be? Do you try to practice something to match their style, or are you just trying to be the best at your technique?
Well, to steal a line from Bill Belichick, you have to do your job. You have to continue to make yourself great each and every day. Every time you step in the cage, that's an opportunity to make yourself better. Every practice, every drill, everything, you make yourself better. You'd be an idiot not to at least study your opponent and see their tendencies, but I wouldn't say dominate a workout or give you any real significance, because there's a chance that he's doing the same thing, and what if he doesn't do that? You know?
Right. Right.
So you just got to keep continuing making yourself the best you can, and then hopefully it works out for you.
Okay, well, we have a lot more. We made it through round one. We'll have more on Mayweather versus McGregor right after we check in on the First Alert forecast after this.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
Our conversation continues right after we get a check on the First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, Haley, we always get a lot of photos in, but this guy in particular sent some great shots, and this is Val Vasilescu, and I tell you, he gets the shots all the time, sends them in. I got it posted on my Facebook page, too, at WWSB Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Go check it out and share it if you like. You can see that moving through Sarasota. This one also from Tara, and that's right off State Road 70 and I-75. Mark sending the same kind of storm cloud in, and this one from Greg Campbell, also that leading edge of the heavy rain that has moved through for the most part. Well, we have two separate tropical areas we're watching, which are going to not have a big influence in terms of wind for us, but it will be so in rain. This is a elongated area of showers and storms here. This is a line of low pressure, if you will. There may be a surface reflection developing over the next 24 to 48 hours. If it does so, it's not going to be an intense tropical system, but it will bring us some much needed rain. This is, on the other hand, going to bring some very strong winds to the coast of Texas. This is the remnants of what was Harvey, and now it could turn into Tropical Storm Harvey, and before it makes landfall, if it does so at all, it could become a hurricane. There's some indications that it may just kind of sit around here for 3 days over the weekend, producing copious amounts of rainfall. We're talking 10, 20 inches, not out of the question there, so some life-threatening flooding expected for East Texas. For us, the heavy rain, as I mentioned, offshore, but look at this steady stream of moisture from the Bahamas all the way across South Florida and into West Central Florida. This is what we're going to be dealing with on Thursday, Friday, and maybe into Saturday, but we think that system will be starting to head off to the northeast into the Atlantic by Saturday, but don't count that to be totally true, because there's a lot of things that can happen. There's very complex things going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere right now. That heavy rain offshore, still some moderate to heavy rainfall occurring into Manatee County near State Road 70 all the way up to 64. That's heading to the west, so Bayshore Gardens, although you didn't get a lot of rainfall earlier, you can expect more moving on through. Rainfall amounts pretty impressive near Osprey, just north of Venice. Venice getting over an inch, and then up to nearly 2 inches all the way to Palmer Ranch, Lakewood Ranch near the Meadows, up to the University Town Center, and getting some heavy rainfall there. Also along University, moving off to the northwest, that rainfall did do so. Now, the dry air has moved on. Look at all this moisture from Cuba to the Bahamas to Florida, and then, of course, Harvey continues to gather moisture near its center. We've cooled down to 74 degrees. We still have some showers and storms nearby the airport. The relative humidity 100%. Winds are out of the south at 10. And the pressure has lowered to 9.87. We'll keep an eye on that pressure as we move through time, again, as a result of that tropical system down to our south. For boaters, outside the rain should be okay throughout most of the day. A light chop out there. Seas running 1 to 2 feet. And the extended forecast looks pretty wet Thursday, Friday, and even into the weekend. Haley will be back with her guests right after this. Stick around.
Describe a battery or bulb, and Batteries Plus Bulbs will have it. Tell us what's broken on your smartphone, and we'll fix it.
I need a new battery for my phone.
And a new screen.
What did you do?
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Watch Your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
Welcome back. How did an Irishman who made $24,000 in his first fight in the UFC 4 years ago now land a fight with somebody who has been boxing his whole life, with both fighters estimated to make 9 figures? Joining us now to discuss the fight is Sonny Parlin, the owner of Gracie Bradenton, Adam Jaco, a former professional boxer and current owner of Jaco Boxing in Sarasota, Rashad Mark, a former professional mixed martial artist, and Tyler Bradley, who is joining us from Tampa via Skype. He is a radio host for Sports Talk Florida. And Tyler, I want to start with you on this round. Last week, the Nevada State Athletic Commission approved the request made by both Mayweather and McGregor to go from 10-ounce gloves to 8-ounce gloves. So does this really make a difference? And if so, who would it benefit?
Well, if anyone's going to get a benefit here, I think it's going to be Floyd Mayweather. He's used to fighting with 8-ounce gloves at a lower division, whereas Conor McGregor's used to fighting with 4-ounce gloves in the UFC. So a little bit heavier of gloves. Now, while it's only a couple ounces, that could slow McGregor's hands down just enough to where Mayweather needs it. And Mayweather, like I said, is used to fighting with 8-ounce gloves, so he's going to be able to have his game, and he should be able to do his work with Conor.
All right, and Sonny, do you see any possible advantages? I know you probably expressed this earlier, not so, but is there anything that he could maybe put on Floyd Mayweather that he wouldn't be expecting? I mean, he has some skills that obviously Mayweather might not have.
Yeah, you could double leg take him down, but he would lose all his money.
Right.
No, I honestly don't see any scenario in which Conor comes out on top. I mean, you're talking about a guy who is arguably one of the best boxers in the history of the sport versus a guy who's never had a boxing match in his life. So I just don't see there's any way possible that Conor is going to come out on top.
Okay, and Adam, now he is known as more of a stand-up fighter. So if you're just looking at him from the boxing realm, what do you see as his best assets?
Nothing in compared to a fighter. At the MMA level, he is the best, and his hands are regarded as probably the best in MMA. But in boxing, there is no comparison. Floyd Mayweather is 49-0 for a reason. He beat 20 other world champions in boxing. And everyone says, well, what about his left hand? What happens if he gets a lucky punch? 49 other men have said the same. And Floyd Mayweather is known not to get hit. I mean, I doubt he's taken 3 or 4 hard punches his entire career. So it's really, I don't see any chance. I agree 100% with Sonny, just not a chance. Not a chance.
Okay. And Rashad, if this was you and you were going into this and you were McGregor, you're facing like you're at a big deficit. What would you be doing first and foremost?
Well, you're not going to beat him at his game, even though boxing, of course, is his game. There's really not much you can do to prepare for Floyd Mayweather because there's no accurate sparring partners that can bring to the table what he does. But when my counterparts here say that there is zero chance, well, zero chance to me means both of you should be mortgaging everything that you own, go to Vegas and put it on Mayweather because there's zero way. So there's no risk whatsoever. I still think Conor McGregor has somewhat of a chance. I mean, I'm not like I would pick him to win the fight per se, but he's got multiple intangibles working for him, the measurables. He is bigger. He is taller. He does have the reach. Floyd Mayweather is 41 years old, and as my 40th birthday approaches, that means a lot more to me than what it did quite a few years ago. Floyd Mayweather hasn't fought in a long time. Conor McGregor is 28 years old. He's in shape. His body's the best it's going to be. He's raring to go. He's in there. So there are chances for Conor McGregor to win the fight. It's a very uphill climb. It's not going to be a given. In fact, it's going to be an extreme surprise if Conor McGregor wins the fight. But I do give him a chance. You know, if you throw a shot and it lands, anybody can get knocked out.
And Tyler, what are you going to be watching for? What are you hoping for as far as the most entertaining outcome for this? Something that won't be such a letdown? What are you hoping that will at least transpire, through this fight?
Well, I definitely think that Conor is going to be able to land a couple shots, and to keep it competitive is all we can really ask for. Like the others had mentioned, 49 others have gone after Floyd Mayweather, and none of them were successful. Conor McGregor is not going to bring much that Floyd hasn't seen. Now, if Conor does connect with that powerful left, Mayweather could go down. But like they were saying, the chances of that are so slim. This is really Mayweather's fight to lose.
Okay, and Adam, talk about the different angles that a boxer comes at versus a mixed martial artist.
Well, I really can't speak as far as what an MMA fighter would do in a boxing match. He is going to be made to box. The one advantage that if I were Conor McGregor, I would take advantage of it is that he is not an orthodox fighter. He is very unorthodox, a green to the game, basically. You know what I call those guys wildcats. So he will punch from angles you wouldn't normally expect a classic boxer to punch from. So I do agree there is a chance. There is that 1%. Now, would I bet everything on it?
Right.
No, absolutely not. There's not enough money to be made for me on that end still because of the way the odds are set up at this point. But his ability to just be that unorthodox, I think will cause Mayweather a few problems initially.
Okay, so Mayweather, though, Sonny, hasn't had a true knockout. And do you believe that there's a chance that this would be the time, well, since 1989, would this be the time that he might be able to do that, or do you see this, the streak continues?
I certainly think it's a possibility. I don't know, he's obviously more schooled on Mayweather than I am. I don't know how hard he hits. So that's for me, that's the question mark, is how is he going to win? Is he going to wear him down and then, just outbox the guy, or is he going to, go for it and take some big shots and try to knock him out? I have no idea what he's going to do. But I definitely think he's going to do whatever he wants to do.
And Rashad, if you're just a true fan, does it bother you, the money that's going into this? Is it kind of, does it spoil it at all? Does it make it just completely all about money?
Well, that's the money is the reason we're having this fight. Floyd Mayweather isn't getting off the couch for anything less than $100 million, and Conor McGregor is chasing that huge payday that he could never get in the UFC, at least as far as what I've seen. So, I mean, yeah, you got to pay for what you want, and you got to give the people what they want. And honestly, prices are set for a reason. Supply and demand, economics goes back as far as time. Things are only worth what people are willing to pay for them. And obviously this fight is going on as planned, so they've got enough of a buzz in the pay-per-view market that people are paying for it. And I know personally, I've blown $100 on a lot less. So it really doesn't bother me that much. You get together with a couple of buddies at someone's house, each of you chip in 10, 15 bucks, whatever it is, and just watch something fun. It's a little bit different. My curiosity's piqued.
Mm-hmm. I think everyone's is, yeah. Okay, so Tyler, how does McGregor then go back to boxing if he has this, go back to UFC, if he has this much money to be made in boxing, does it make sense that he continues that career?
Well, absolutely. He's holding up the division right now, being that he's the champion, and he's taking time away from UFC to get into boxing. And I can't see any other scenario. He's going to go back. He's not going to make the money in UFC that he's making in boxing. That's a given. But we know Conor's passion is fighting and mixed martial arts, and he hasn't trained just boxing for very long. He's been training many different forms of martial arts, and that's also another reason you have to look at Mayweather, who he's trained boxing his entire life, and McGregor has not. Now granted, his stand-up is the best part of his game, but he's used to using those legs. He's used to be able to try to be able to get these guys on the ground. And it's just a whole different game. It's a whole different ball game between these two.
Okay, and Adam, let's just say Mayweather does get to 50 and out. Where does he sit as far as best boxers of all time?
I think anyone would have to put him in the top 5. Arguably one of the best. Most exciting? No, absolutely not. But when you think about boxing, and it was for a long time been referred to as the sweet science, he has perfected that. And kudos to him for leaving with his brain intact and a ton of money. As far as I'm concerned, he is, without a doubt, to me, the best fighter ever.
Okay. And final question before we go to break, and then we have a wrap-up segment after. But, Sonny, do you think there's anything, if you had to pull at something, would there be maybe one advantage that Conor would have as far as from his MMA background?
Yeah, one of his corner guys throwing a banana peel into the ring.
We're not going to get Sonny to move on this at all.
When Sonny thinks something, he definitely thinks it. It's
Well, that shows commitment, so we'll give you that.
cynicism.
Or cynicism.
I think it's the
that too.
unpredictability of Conor, honestly, in his style.
Nope,
It's
that's
very
true.
unpredictable.
Okay. Well, when we come back, we're going to go into a quick break now, and then we have the championship round when we return.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota 17th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Watch Your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. ABC7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
We're just more than 72 hours away from what many consider to be the biggest fight ever. Our guests join us for their final thoughts. I have the same question for all of our guests. We're going to start with Tyler. Who do you think will win? How is he going to do it? Do you have a round prediction? And where are you going to be watching it? Okay, that was 4 questions, but go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I think Mayweather's going to go ahead and take care of business and get the job done. Now, Mayweather not being known for his knockouts, he could have some fun with this and take this to distance and win by decision. Don't really plan on going out for it. I'll be watching it at home, and it's just going to be a great fight all around.
All right, Rashad. Who do you think will win? How's he going to do it? Round prediction, and where are you watching?
Well, I have a firm belief that the reason I'm on this show is because I'm the only one that thinks Conor McGregor can do this, and I'm picking him to do it. Round prediction's pretty tough. It's going to be in the first few. I don't think he's going to do it in the 8th or 9th, so it's going to have to be within the first 4 or 5 rounds. And I just think he's going to start clubbing them. He's just going to start clubbing them. A lot of heavy hands, a lot of punches that Floyd hasn't seen. Floyd's a little bit old. You know, he does have a legacy to protect, but I see that strength as
And what are you doing? You having a party? You going out?
Yeah, I'm going to a buddy's house. It's the same thing I talked about earlier. Just all going to split it, bring the girls over, have some beers, watch the fight, and call it a day.
Sounds like fun. Okay, Adam.
Floyd by late stoppage, late in the fight, 8th, 9th, 10th round. And we'll be watching it. My brother and I are hosting a private party at Il Beneficio. Not even private, it's public. Come out, Sarasota. We're launching our Fight Life apparel gear. Come out and watch it. If you got no plans yet, come out and see us.
Sounds like fun. Okay. And now your final thoughts, Sonny.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be Floyd by a stoppage, probably in one of the later rounds. So, and I'm going to be watching it with some buddies, my bud Josh LeDuc at Gracie 941 in Bradenton.
Okay. All right. And any suggestions for someone who's watching for the first time, like what to look for if you're just totally new to this?
Nothing. Don't look for anything. Because you got people that have been watching these sports forever that they don't even know what's going to happen.
Right.
So just have a good time.
Yep.
Be ready to be surprised. All right. Okay, so getting a computer virus, it's something nearly all of us have had to deal with. But now ISIS is getting into our computers, into our backyard at the city of Sarasota. They had hacking. And then there was the Russian hacking into the 2016 presidential election. Last night, we spoke about the hacking that ISIS is doing, as well as the viruses that can get into our computer systems. We asked you on Facebook what can be done to prevent your computer from getting hacked and to keep all of your personal information safe. So here's what some of you had to say. Timothy kicks off our comments tonight by saying, have great antivirus, anti-spyware, anti-ransomware at home, and then use the library computers for the internet. So Billy has a different, little inconvenient, right? Billy has a different outlook. He said, no such thing as safety. One can only be vigilant. So if you would like to join the conversation on tonight's topic, you can just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7. And you can watch past discussions on demand. They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. So a big thanks to Adam Jaco, a former professional boxer and current owner of Jaco Boxing in Sarasota, and Rashad Mark, a former professional mixed martial artist, and Tyler Bradley, who is joining us via Skype. He is a radio host for Sports Talk Florida, and then Sunny from Gracie. And thanks to all of you guys for being with us tonight. It was an interesting conversation. I learned a lot. So we'll have a final look at our first alert weather right after this. Plus, President Trump spoke to veterans today in Reno, Nevada. We'll tell you what he said when we return.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Your primetime headlines are coming up in just a moment, but right now let's get a final check on our first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Haley. Photos keep coming in, and this one from Z Duda, Casey Key, showing that line of intense storms that made its way through earlier today. We're getting back into that pattern as a result of a tropical low, if you will. It's going to develop here over South Florida, then track off to the north. It could be out here. It could be to the east of east of Florida. But eventually it's going to move off to the northeast as a trough of low pressure and a weak frontal system moves down and catches it. But that won't happen until Saturday, so it'll be around a while. And that means a good chance for showers and storms. Again, it's basically a tropical wave which covers all the way from just west of Key West to the Bahamas right now. So it's a rather large area of low pressure. This one is going to be interesting for Texas. Unfortunately, it looks like it's just going to kind of hang around in the Texas coast there for about 4 days. And that means the possibility of some significant rainfall over the upcoming weekend. Now for us, we had one round of showers, just some light rain now, and that light rain will continue to be moving off to the west. Heavier rain over northwestern portions of Manatee County. Moderate rain near Venice, stretching up to Osprey, and also near Palmetto and Bradenton, some moderate showers there. You can see that. Again, all that moving to the west at 10, so the rain is going to be around. Even though it's maybe light in your neighborhood, it's going to still be around at least for the next hour or two. 74, the heat index not a factor. The winds out of the east-northeast at 6. The pressure is lowered to 9.87 inches. And as far as the forecast goes, Futurecast showing the showers continuing to move offshore, weakening after midnight, and then clearing. And then tomorrow for Thursday, a few morning showers are possible, but it'll really start to fill in the afternoon and evening once again with showers and storms developing around that area of low pressure. And the same situation for Friday. You notice this particular model has that low pressure right there into Venice and Sarasota, and this is on Friday. So Friday, again, could be kind of a wet day. We'll see how it plays out. There's a lot of question marks, so we just can't say it's going to be here, it's going to be here, and then it's going to move on. So there's a question mark there, and that means that we're going to see the possibility of some moderate to heavy rainfall. We could see rainfall totals after it's all said and done up to 4 to 6 inches. Today alone, we've had nearly 2 inches in some spots, and they're going to get up to 12 inches and possibly even much more than that from the coast of Texas, and that'll happen on the weekend mainly as this is gathering strength. And look at all that tropical moisture. It will continue to move to the northwest, but once it gets to the Texas coast, it's going to hold off. It's going to stay there. It's kind of meander around. Hopefully it gets over land, but if it doesn't, we're talking rainfall amounts possibly up to 30 inches if it does stay off there in the Gulf of Mexico. And for the first time ever, the yellow line indicates a storm surge watch. The National Hurricane Center now issuing those, and it's moving to the northwest at 10. The forecast path and track do take it off toward Texas, and then look at this. It just kind of explodes here. It expands. It could be anywhere within that circle in the next several days over the weekend. For boaters, not bad out there in the morning. Things will change a little bit in the afternoon. Light chop in the bays, inland waters. Water temperature now at 88 degrees, and that's very warm and very much of a lot of energy out there to create more showers and storms. Here's the forecast. It stays wet through Saturday for the most part. Then we get back to basics, I think, by Sunday. And looks like temperatures staying in the upper 80s to low 90s. Haley will be back with primetime headlines right after this.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful. That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Less than 24 hours after his fiery campaign-style speech in Phoenix, Arizona, President Trump continues his Southwest trip today with a visit to Reno, Nevada. It comes as Trump's relationship with top Republicans and some in the intelligence community lands on even shakier ground. Omar Jimenez is in Washington with all the latest.
President Trump continuing his Southwest swing with a message to veterans.
We are here to hold you up as an example of strength, courage, and resolve that our country will need to overcome the many challenges that we face.
The president speaking at the American Legion National Convention in Reno, Nevada, before signing legislation streamlining the Veterans Disability Claims process. Today's remarks notably tame in contrast to last night's in Phoenix, Arizona.
We have to close down our government. We're building that wall. I think we'll end up probably terminating NAFTA at some point. Okay.
The president also slammed both of the state's Republican senators. He railed against the media, then, line by line, defended his responses to the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, notably leaving out the violence on, quote, many sides part of it.
They don't want to report that I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK.
Trump's harsh words stirring up not only controversy, but causing concern.
I really question his ability to, his fitness to be in this office.
This new criticism coming as sources say Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell haven't spoken in 2 weeks. But a senior White House official now says meetings are being scheduled between the president and McConnell during Congress's first week back in early September. In Washington, I'm Omar Jimenez.
It appeared President Trump used that rally in Phoenix Tuesday night to begin his campaign for re-election in 2020. But not everyone there wanted to hear what the president had to say. Thousands of protesters lined the streets outside of where Trump was speaking. Police deployed some tear gas to disperse them, this according to AFP reporters on the scene. A spokeswoman for the city's police force says arrests were made.
We did make 2 arrests for aggravated assault on a police officer. We did make an arrest for criminal damage, and we did make an arrest for an unrelated warrant.
Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton says no one was hurt, though, in those protests. 2 huge Confederate statues in Charlottesville, Virginia are now covered with black tarps. City leaders decided to shroud the monuments of Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson. City officials say the move is meant to signal the city mourning the death of Heather Heyer, who was killed in the rallies nearly 2 weeks ago. City council members say that despite calls for the statues to be removed, the courts won't currently allow it because of an injunction. The tarps will remain on the statues until further notice. That's all the time we have for this evening. I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I will see you right back here at 11. Have a wonderful evening.